giving you the real surrounding the Dallas Cowboys. News, updates, rumors, transactions, takes, and more. So strap up, Cowboys Nation, and start your day off with your host, Skywalker Steele.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Good morning, good people. Welcome to the Skywalker Morning Show. We are streaming live on YouTube, and of course, I am your host, Will Skywalker Steele. Boom! Is this the week? We're gonna find out, man. Coming up, we're putting the Cowboys defense on trial. Yeah. If the glove don't fit, you must have quit. That glove fitting right now, man. That glove is fitting right now. We might need to call Johnny Cochran. We're going to cross-examine this defense. And I keep saying we. Because I brought some help to help me answer Cowboys mailbag. And that is my brother from another mother. Foots, the king, where you go? Come on back, Foots. Here we go. What's up with you, bro?
What it do, man? Can you guys see me?
There we got you. You in there. We're good to go.
Hey, man, this looking clean, Brody.
I appreciate it, fam, Bam. I appreciate it. If it's anybody I think will appreciate the intro of Sounds of Blackness there, it'd be you. Right?
Oh, man. I was back. As long as you keep your head. And you let the whole John rock, too. You don't just, we ain't going to cut it off. We're going to give it the whole.
Shouts out to my fam, Jay Will. He remixed that joint for me.
I'm like, oh, snap.
Yeah. Shouts out to him, man. But how you doing this morning, bro? Good show last night, by the way, on the collective.
Man, I'm good. Got up, got a workout in. I want to make sure I was on time because folks gonna say Foot's gonna be late.
Nah, that was me, y'all. But they know I'm always. That's no big deal.
Okay. Yeah, I feel good, man. I'm ready to talk ball with you. This is, this when we do our draft stuff, when we do stuff like this, I really enjoy it because we just get to give the information, and it's cool. Yeah,
we just straight ball, man, and hopefully we can avoid draft talk for as long as possible. But I think that'll be up to the defense for a wrap. I think that'll be up to the defense. The Cowboys offense going to keep us in a lot of games, but the defense has to turn it around at some point. Before we get there, though, we talked about this a little bit last night. It sounds like, it looks like everything is leaning towards Jaden Blue playing this week. It's been a long time coming. Going up to a road game, not a great defense, 0-4 Jets team. They are desperate. Don't like playing in MetLife right now. A little scary. I do think this is a good time, though, to get him acclimated and his feet wet a little bit. Even if it's only, 15, 20 plays, I think it's time. It's time.
Yeah.
Shouts out to your Miles Sanders, but we need that other aspect. So kind of your quick thoughts on getting Jaden Blue up there.
Shotty said it. He challenged him. He's been one of the better practice squad players, and rightfully so, Sky. I mean, this guy was a 5th-round pick.
Yeah.
Man, put the feet to his fire, right? I mean, put the fire to his feet, like whatever the saying is. Like, make him work for this. You're not just because you're on the Cowboys and you have potential, you get to run the ball. You see a guy in front of you who's practicing the right way, who's hitting the hole the right way, who's playing physical. Now you see you're hoping that now Jaden Blue understands what it means to be a pro. And that's not saying that he wasn't doing the right things, right, Sky? It's just like in college. Yeah, but in college, right, you can get away with it because he's faster than everybody. He can run away from people. He can catch the ball. But in the pros, it's different. They're watching your every move, how you practice, how you take notes. Are you late to meetings? And we don't know any of this, but like you said, Sky, it's something. But now you get your opportunity.
Hey, we're not going to try to keep you too long. I know you got a lot of things you got to do, but if you can, because the chat's here, you know how we get with the chat. We got some good mailbag questions, some really good mailbag questions. And you would say this to me on the collective. Take your time. Yeah. Let's take our time with this because we gotta figure this thing out, Foots, on the defensive side of the ball. Because I said this to my squad. By the way, man, shouts out to the Bomb Squad.
Bomb Squad!
Shouts out to y'all rocking this morning. I've said this to them though. I don't want to waste what looks to be a potentially special offense right now. Obviously, you're having a ridiculous year with Dak Prescott. He's just in a zone. The hoop looks like an ocean right now, to use a basketball term. And he even said it. He was like, "Hey, I'm just seeing this thing. I'm confident." And that's a lot of credit to Shoddy, because I think Dak has always been a top end player, but you still need that other aspect to the offense, which is schematics, coaching, etc. So shouts out to them. But defensively, there's a lot going on over there that we've been talking about. So I said, let's let the fans send us some questions in the mailbag, ladies and gentlemen. So let's do it.
Time.
It is time for.
All right, scumbag, pay attention. It's time for mail call. You've got mail.
All right. First question in this week's mailbag. Shouts out to y'all who participated. Comes from @BBallC1211. A lot of numbers there, but we're going to get BBallC. He says, 2 years in a row, and as always, you guys can join in. 2 years in a row, we have new DCs off to terrible starts. Who do you give more grace to and why, considering all factors like scheme, transitions, personnel changes, strength of opponents, etc.? 2 new DCs in a row off the terrible starts. Who do you give more grace to? So when I saw this question, Foots, I was a tad confused, because I'm like, is he saying who do we give more grace to from the DCs, or who do we give more grace to between the DCs and the players? Now, he didn't say players, but he didn't elaborate either. What your answer? But what is your takeaway from that question? Is it DCs, or you think it's DCs?
I took players and
coaching
versus DC. Yeah, because I don't know why if we would be talking about Mike Zimmer.
Yeah, I didn't get that either. Yeah. Okay.
For me, I'm gonna say, I don't hate to be a politician, but it really is 50-50. And if you want to blame somebody, I thought about this guy when you sent these. This is one where I try to stay. I try to give at times the front office the benefit of the doubt, but on this one I can't, because you took Mike, you moved Micah, right?
Yeah.
You had to think that Flus was thinking with his scheme in the zone he wanted to play, he could be able to get pressure with 4, right? And so now you get Micah off the roster. And listen, for whatever you think about Micah Parsons and how people feel about the antics, I get you, and I can even possibly agree with you there. But the player on the field, it probably would have suited and helped Matt Eberflus, especially with the way that this offense is playing. There's just times you're getting no pressure. I crunched some numbers. You literally are giving up 400 yards a game, 420 yards a game. Like, it's just, you're literally the 32nd ranked defense. And I think that will get better. But, Sky, you said take your time. People think that it's just like you go to Madden and you just say, we want to run such and such defense, John Harbaugh's defense, or then we want to run, Steve Spagnuolo's defense, and we'll put that with the Cowboys. But, it just doesn't work like that. You have to draft guys who can play in zone. You have to. That's why you're hearing things like Trayvon Diggs saying, I probably am better in man. And Matt Eberflus kind of, no, we're going to keep better doing. So you get kind of that pushback, because most coaches are comfortable doing what they do. It's kind of hard for them to break the mold. Now, they'll break tendencies at times, but for the most part, and I think the great ones can do that. They can be chameleons in that way. Bill Belichick was great for just putting together these masterful game plans. Matt Eberflus ain't that. Like, he's a good coach and he's had good defenses, but it's clear, like, with this personnel, he's not going to move and match and do different things. It's like, this is who we are. We're going to run the ball. We're going to try to get punches, swings at bat as far as getting the ball out. And, he talked about their tackling, and that's all well and good. But if this continues to go on, Matt, you won't have a job. Now, when it comes to the players, I will say, if you watch the film, especially like, everybody, puts your heart on Diggs. Well, I'm going to step away from Diggs because actually I like some of the things I saw from Trevon Diggs after he got benched. He played with a little bit more fire. The player that I've seen consistently be in position and not make plays, and that's not on the coach, is Kyer Elam. He's a guy who, if it's a Kalen Carson, if it's a Savon Ravel, I know, maybe don't want to rush him back, but somebody who can at least, Sky, just give me
It
something.
sounds like it's going to be Bland, Diggs, and Ready
And
Stewart.
I'm good with that. And I'm okay with that.
And it should be based off of the things I'm hearing about Kyer Elam. This is a kind of rogue situation with him from time to time. And what do we say in the offseason? Hey, man, where's his confidence at when he gets beat? And right now, it's potentially worse than what it was. Not even just confidence, but the attitude and just things I'm hearing than it was in Buffalo. And I'm surprised he hasn't been benched, but this could be it now with Deron Bland being back.
I mean, if I'm hearing he has attitude for what? You're not playing well. And this is where I have no picks, Sky. You know how I am. If you don't have a reason to have attitude, buddy, you got kicked. Like, at least Diggs. We're gonna cut up today. We're gonna cut up today.
You ain't like that, pal.
Yeah, I was about to say, buddy, relax. Like, especially Diggs does have skins on the wall. Whatever people want to say. Yeah. I mean, he's had an all-pro season. He's had good years even after the interceptions. Kyer, you got ran out of Buffalo, right? Cowboys fans have embraced you, my brother. We watching the film too. This is one of the smartest fan bases in the world. You ain't pulling no like that skinny for them to just go up like that. You let Romeo Doubs cross your face.
Bro, they made Romeo look like Calvin Johnson in the red zone this past game.
Get a penalty, Kyer. Don't do that. Don't just let him catch the ball. You don't punch the ball. You're a tick late. So,
bro, been getting cooked for like 3 straight weeks.
Yeah, bro, he's given up 20+ yards. I looked it up.
Oh, he's given actually the big play in Philly.
Yeah, bro, they had nothing, and that's Jahan Dotson. Really, they're fourth, fifth option. Come on, bro. So
you're to answer this question, I hate to be that guy too. It definitely is both, but this is what we do a lot when things are. We have to. All right, where is the blame? And I totally get that, especially when it's this bad. It's not one thing. We've had this conversation. We had a heated debate on the collective about how I believe it's both, and both should get the smoke. But I'm going to actually surprise you probably here to answer his question. If I'm just going to go with grace, I would have to give Matt Eberflus. Yeah. I hate to say it because of I've been on Matt Eberflus's neck, this whole year, but just basing off this question. And here's why. I would give somebody, it'll be him, because I don't think the Cowboys brought in a high enough caliber players for this defense in the offseason. They drafted, in my opinion, and you guys can disagree, and that's fine. I thought they went luxury in that second round. They could have got a legitimate fit that have been playing right now at cornerback, but they went luxury at defensive end. No, and that's no offense to Azaraku, and he's starting to play a little better, and that's great. And then in third round, they went and took a corner who I believe should redshirt, who's not ready to play, and if he comes back, he's going to take time. So I don't think you really helped out Matt Eberflus in the draft and getting players that he needed to work in the back end. And then the incumbent players that you do have just aren't good enough or don't fit the scheme. And so that's going to take some time. So if we're just talking grace, just the facts of you don't have the required pieces to make this defense click. And like I've been saying, and you kind of mentioned here, this is not a defensive coordinator that's multiple. It's not a defensive coordinator that's going to, when it comes to game plans. This is what we do. And it requires guys to be playing at a high level to do it. And going out and getting Clark is awesome if you still had a high-end rusher. Yeah. Swapping the two, to me, I think you're seeing the bad payoff of that. And as much as we believe how good this run defense has been, it's actually been okay. And for over 4 games, it's been okay. And okay is good compared to the previous years, but it's not worth it to me to be giving up this in the pass department. And it's not just because of pass rush. That is big. If you get a better pass rush, will help out mediocre corners. Go look what happened against the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers don't have great secondary players, but their pass rush for 3 weeks was eaten. Cowboys were able to hold off that pass rush, and we were able to take advantage of that second and third level in the passing
Green
game.
Bay. Yeah.
So I don't think we have the players for the scheme just yet. And you go look in Chicago in his first year, he didn't either.
Yeah.
But then there's the other side. So yes, I'll give him more grace, but ain't that much more. I'm still gonna be on his neck. But the players, you're football players, man.
Yeah.
Like at some point, you got to get tired of somebody running behind you. At some point, you got to get tired of somebody blocking you. At some point, you got to get tired of guys running through you, around you, missing tackles. At some point, football is football. You can't have 20 missed tackles in a game. You can't get mossed 3 times in the end zone. You can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't try to play hero ball and give up a wide rushing lane. Like, you got to go out there and be good at the football things. And our defense just hasn't been that consistently at every level. Only consistently good thing has been the defensive tackles. That's it. Everything else has been extremely inconsistent or poor. And so not to be, like you said, in the middle, I'll give him more grace. I mean, I'm giving that much. But it's definitely a situation where you need both. You need to a Flus. These boys, one of these boys, or 2 of these boys, or 3 of these boys ain't it. Let's make a change.
You said something about the tackling, Sky. That's the part, right? Like where you look at some of just the effort on tackles. I'm rewatching the game again last night, and right before the game went to overtime, you got a chance to get off the field, which this defense just hasn't done a good job. Josh Jacobs swing pass, literally 30 yards, right in field goal range. Like that stuff, as much as we want to get on Matt Eberflus, and we should, that's just, guys, what are we doing?
Late hits,
you know what I mean?
Face mask.
Yeah.
Like, come on, y'all.
That's on the players, and the players should be held accountable. And, I think that we talked about this guy. I don't want to jump too far ahead because, like you said, let's take our time with it. But I think the defense at times is going to look better this year. And my thought is that you did not, if you want to compare some, like what happened last year, I know that question, we both interpreted it as, okay, we're not talking about
Zimmer and Flus.
But I will say this, last year in spots, because you had a great night. I'm like, man, the defense played better last year. It was like, nah, Flus, they weren't really that good. But I think what happened was last year in spots, you got stops. You just didn't have a good offense. If you get this offense, because I feel like this offense is sustainable, Sky.
Yes.
You got your wish with a good NFL offense. Good, sustainable
modern
run game.
Offense.
Good,
complementary offense.
Yeah, play action. You're doing things. You're sequencing things. The play action is lining up with, the run is lining up with, it's married. The sequence is on fire. So it's sustainable, Sky. It's real. If you can get stops with this offense, maybe you got something.
Yeah, I think we mentioned it last night where I was like, look, if you go look at how bad that's why I have this question here. Is this the week for the Cowboys defense? As bad as it was for the Cowboys defense last year, they had a handful of games where they held opponents to 17, 24, things like that, 23, whatever it may be. They've had games as bad as they were, and they were bad. Don't get it twisted. Even in the middle of those good games, they followed up with a terrible game. So at some point, the tide has to turn, right? Yeah. And that's why I was like, is it this week? Because this Jets offense isn't. Neither were the Giants, but it isn't. It's not explosive. They lack weapons. As much as we poo-poo the Giants, we know Russ can throw the ball. Neighbors and Wan'Dale Robinson are quality talent receivers. I don't think they have that from a weaponry standpoint. They have Wilson and Mason Taylor, but boy, if you let them tee off on you, I don't know if there's any hope. That's why I was like, is this the week to have one of those random? Oh, they gave up 17 points, and I think Coach even brought that up. We'll win a game 10-3. Relax, Coach. You're not winning a game 10-3. But is this the week to do that? Because I don't know if it's going to be consistent on a good standpoint. You wanted to go from league worst to average. I think that's a crazy ask without bringing in outside talent. But right now, we just looking for baby steps. We're just looking for you to hold opponents under 450 yards. Hold opponents to under 31 and 40, 37 points. You know what I'm saying? Like baby steps, bro. Baby steps.
Yeah.
Good question. Let's get to question number 2 comes from Zotan. here on YouTube. All YouTube questions, by the way. Shouts out to the Bomb Squad. He said, when they get back, who helps more, Overshown or Bland? I love this question for us.
Great one. You want me to take it, Sky?
Yeah, I'm very curious on yours. I know my answer, but yes.
So it's a loaded question because Bland, you can see, is getting his sea legs under him, right?
Mm.
I want to give him a game or two to really get back, but it's Overshown for me. Here's the reason why: the middle of your defense just feels slow, right? Like there's no pop. Now we all ask for Maris Lewis foul, then he goes in, has some decent plays, but then you have the penalty after the play. You can't do those things, right? You can't.
Yeah.
And so then you're looking at Jack Sanborn, and now it was, again, Cowboys fans are smart. They watch tape. They got people like Skywalker still, Vosh Lombardi, Brian Broaddus,
Was the king.
myself, Okoye, all these people who are breaking it down from so many different angles, and you can choose to watch who you like. But at the end of the day, we can pretty much we know bad linebacker play. And it's not that, I don't think that Sanborn is a bad player. He's a limited player. And he's extremely limited, and it shows. With DeMarvin Overshown, you the meme where Leonardo DiCaprio was like with the coffee on what movie was that? Yeah, that speed, if that's back,
Yeah,
he helps. So not to be long-winded, Scott, but that dude with his, and you could blitz him, because at the end of the day, if he's going to be a wrecking ball and he can do some of the double A stuff, now Flus has to lean into it, but if he can do some of the double A stuff and just be a menace, actually, you know what, Scott, I haven't thought about this, but down the stretch, when you start playing the Jaden Daniels and when you start playing the Phillies again, when he's back, and you start playing, pretty much every quarterback has some ability. They all run. The fact that he can spy and hang around the line of scrimmage, because he did a lot of that stuff at Texas,
but he
is DeMarvin Overshown.
My worry is though, Flus doesn't spot. But either way,
yeah,
it's Overshown. Like it's definitely Overshown because this defense is designed to make your linebackers be stars. It's designed to make your linebackers be playmakers. And I've said it over a couple different platforms now. I don't think our starting linebackers have playmaker ability. I thought they'd at least be bridge players. I don't even see that in them anymore. So that's why I'm willing to go with some of these young bucks to at least they have playmaking traits. But it's Overshown because if you go look at historically Flus's defenses, they require interior play to play high level. But then he also has linebackers who are athletic and can make things happen at that second level, and just not happening right now. You got mismatch right now. You got Sanborn's high IQ, but his body can't get there. You got Murray's athleticism, but he don't know which way did we go. Which way did he go? Like it's, and then when you put the young bucks out there, they're green, so they're going to make mistakes. But you just got to live with that. Overshown will give you stability in regards to play, stability and staying on the field. Well, that's a different discussion. I pray that this young man stays healthy, but he plays with a reckless abandon. He plays a position where you get dinged up. I just hope it's never going to be another ligament type of situation. But yeah, it's Overshown because I think he will give you some playmaking stability in the middle of that defense where we are suffering both. I will start to say now, even in the run game, if you go look at the Green Bay game, it might look like, oh, you held Josh Jacobs to 3-9. Well, if you look at some of the runs he had some big important, that touchdown run, he had to run to the side. He had a couple good runs, and then the backup had like,
really
40 yards or something? I don't know, but he had a pretty good day too. They averaged over 4.5 yards per carry combined. So that's why I said we doing okay on the ground, but teams are like, oh, we don't need to go 12 and 13 on you in the previous years like we used to. We can air this thing out and just literally pass all day on you because I'm not scared of anybody on your front, not even Clark, not Osa, not scared. And your secondary don't know what the hell they doing over there. Yeah. So you get a guy like Overshown who, like you said, you can blitz him from time to time, and not just blitzing. If he sees a lane, he ain't waiting. He's gone. And that's where you can get some tackles at the line of scrimmage, beyond line of scrimmage, potentially fumbles, etc. So I think it's Overshown here.
I think, Emmanuel Wilson. There were plays, like you said, after those catches, it was the same way. Still, it's like, why can't we get this guy to the ground? You know what I mean? and the backup running back for Green Bay.
That's
And
his
it's
name.
just like,
See, I didn't know that.
yeah,
I just know he was having a good
bro,
day.
he was. I had to go look him up, bro. I'm like, who's this kid? And he was dogging us, bro. And that you're right. And see, with a player like Overshown, that stops. Like, and honestly, if you want to be real, he's probably your best player on defense. Micah's off the team.
Oh, not
He's
even.
your best player
I don't
on
think
defense.
it's debatable, right? And that's another discussion. You ain't got a whole lot of high end talent over, but that's a different discussion. But
Different discussion. Yeah, it's a much different discussion. So, yeah, it's DeMarvin Overshown, and the thing is, I think that he would try to play right now. The Cowboys are saving him from himself. I mean, everybody saw him in training camp running around after the play, and he's one of those guys. I think we talked about like CD yesterday. They're bionic people. Like they heal so fast. The problem with Overshown is now 2 years, major injuries.
yeah,
And so, usage guy. Like, let me ask you, where would you play him at?
I truly believe he's a will backer. He's a, you know what I mean, I don't believe he's a green dot middle linebacker, but then who is?
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the scary part. Like, I just let Demo be free. Let him roam, man. When he was playing next to Eric Kendricks, boy, he was free. And he was able to go. But you ain't got Eric Kendricks right now. I don't trust DeMarvion. I'm sorry. I don't trust Murray.
I would take him tomorrow, Eric Kendricks.
Demo. Yes.
Tomorrow.
And I think he visited somewhere. Might even sign somewhere. Maris, I guess, is a guy, but I just feel like, I hate to say it, I just feel like they're not going to make that move. I don't know what more they need to see to make a move, bro. But I would put him right in there for Murray. But then what do you do with the Sanborn situation? Like, do you move over Murray, let him play a little middle and see if that helps? I don't know, man. But
yeah,
in general, I would love to have him at will. But you need some athletes out there. I know Murray don't know what the hell he's doing half the time, but he's athletic, I guess.
Yeah.
He's athletic.
Yeah. He said the Giants game, he had a lot of flashes.
Yeah, that's the only game I thought he was good in. My opinion.
Yeah, he wasn't good his last game. He wasn't good in the Bears game. He wasn't really good versus the
Can't
Eagles.
cover.
Yeah.
And look, some of it might be, and I'm not trying to get on Murray all show. It's just his tape has shown me, oh, you're the same guy, you've been everywhere. He hasn't shown me any, so he is who he is. I just don't know if I think you need a couple backers to make this thing really go on that second level. DeMarvin Overshown is going to help you tremendously. But if Demo is playing off, for instance, the play where I think Jack Sanborn sees it, but his feet get stuck in the mud. Well, Demo can't scream and make that play from the other hash. Jack has to make it, or at least force him back in.
It's his
then
play
what?
to make.
You know what I mean? So is Demo going to cover everything on the second level? Cover a lot of it, but not everything.
Yeah.
You know?
Nah, for sure.
All right, let's get to question number 3. Comes from Byron Jefferson. He says, do you think the old formula used in 2016 with running the ball in controlled time of possession will be effective and help us hold the fort until CD and our linemen get back? So the old formula used in 2016, run the ball, control time possession. Now, mind you, this was before the Green Bay game, but go ahead, Foots.
I mean, great question, and thank you all for these questions, bro. These got me thinking. So this was one that I sat with these, still sent them to me, bro. Dak was literally like
a baby.
Yeah, he was a child. I mean, he didn't even have his beard wasn't even connected. I mean, my man losing hair now. I mean, but he's still in shape. So that is like, we got it. That 2016 feels like literally so long ago. I don't even remember who was on the team. I think that Dak is right now playing point guard at a higher level than any quarterback in the league, as far as what he's asked to do with this roster. And when I say this roster, backups in right now, because he lost Tyler Booker, he lost Cooper Beebe, and not missing a beat. Like, Brock Hoffman is good, but he's not those guys. TJ Bass is good, moves well, but he doesn't get the movement Booker does. And so the middle of the pocket isn't going to be as clean. And Dak is fine. He looks more athletic. So no, I don't think that you have to run and sit on the ball. I just think that it's now there. And it's now, like I said earlier, it's sustainable.
Yeah.
I think that 2016 team was so reliant on Zeke. And that's not a knock. Dak made the throws. He was there, but
Very
now
efficient,
you're
yeah.
winning. You're winning because of 4. And I have no problem with saying. And even in the run game, he checked to that run that Javonte ended up scoring on with the direct snap, the Wildcat, and was like, bro, that was Dak. Dak came to the line. He saw the way the D tackles were lined up. He said, wait, hold on, timeout. Let's check to this. He does the 2 X's behind his back. That's a check, and boom, they hit a weak side, and Javonte hits it out the park. So Javonte Williams isn't running for 130 yards. I mean, Zeke, if you go look at his lines, Zeke was running for 120, 125, 130,
Yeah.
25 carries a game, 28 carries a game. This isn't, you don't have to play that way. And you have an efficient passing and run game. So the sustainability is real because they can beat you multiple ways. They can beat you 2 ways, right? I like Dez that year, but I don't think that Dak, CD, and Pick are going to break records if they stay healthy. So again, Scott, not to be long-winded, but
good.
this offense, to me, this offense feels way better than 2016. That's just to me.
Very interesting. I didn't expect that one. I think the quarterback is way better. I think the run schemes are comparable. I think you have.
You think the run schemes? I think that was Zeke still.
No,
Zeke was a
I want to say,
beast.
help me out here. Was Linehan still, or not Linehan? I want to say Callahan might have had one
Callahan may
more
have something to do
year.
with it, yeah.
And if not, I think they at least kept it. They kept the Callahan. I think the Callahan scheme was real. But also, I think you have better weapons in regards to your boundary guys. So it's interesting. But we can't say use the old formula 2016. When that 2016 team had a Hall of Fame offensive line. This is not the same. They don't got the Hall of Fame offensive line. However, I get what he's saying. Defense is so bad. Do you want to just play Dean Smith 4 corners football? Be a disservice to your quarterback. I tell you that right now. I mean, you got a quarterback that, like you said, he's out. He's a maestro right now. He's Pistol Pete. Sometimes he's Steve Nash, and sometimes he's Magic. Like, you know what I mean? He can be he, or he'll Pistol Pete your way and get some buckets. So he's just playing out of his mind. I said this to Voch. I said he's in his Drew Brees era right now.
Mhm.
Drew Brees, when he was at the peak of his game, on some bad teams too, he just saw everything, read everything. He could be, all right, you need me to throw for 350 and 3? I got you. All right, you need me to throw for 200, 2 touchdowns, be efficient? I got you. I think he can play any type of game you want. And what I love about Clayton and Shotty, because got to shout them out here, they understand what type of game we need to be in, and they'll roll with those punches. You heard him. He said, we wanted to come out and sit on this ball. We did. We wanted to come out, run the ball and everything. They said, okay, they're scoring points. They're getting up. We need to turn it up a notch a little bit. They didn't go unbalanced. They still remained balanced in their approach. But what I really love about this offense, bro, I've been saying this for years. We are dribbling with a purpose. Oh my God, it's beautiful to see. I talk about this all the time, and I used to pass this down from my coach told me this back in the day. All that dribbling in one spot, looking all cool, means jack shit.
Yeah.
It means nothing. But if you are dribbling with a purpose, that's how you keep the defense. I'm talking about basketball. That's how you keep the defense on their heels. The Cowboys, for years, to me, never felt like they had any purpose in what they were doing offensively. It was get to line of scrimmage for, call it out. We didn't run with the purpose. We was just running to hit a number. Hey, man, we just got to run the ball a little bit more, just hit number 30. Like, come on. He talked about it. Shotty talked about it. Dak talked about it. Each play call is for another reason. All right, we're going to do, even if it don't work, we know it's setting something up for later, and that's why I agree this thing will stay sustainable, because there's an actual plan to this each week. And if it needs to shift, they have no problem adjusting mid-game and doing so. And we're only seeing the very beginning of this thing offensively. I think there's so much more to it that they haven't explored just yet. So I get the sentiment, definitely, because this came before the Packers game, where I went to the Packers game like, hey, dog, 45 runs, because let's keep this damn defense off the field. Didn't matter. And that's the thing that's scary, is that does it even matter? Because when the defense has been out there, teams have just been pop, pop, pop down the field, touchdown.
Yeah.
So I get it, 100%, but your quarterback is way better than that now. I would say trust him with the offense. I don't think you need to change anything up, really. Maybe there's when I say anything, I shouldn't say that. I don't think you need to change the foundation of this offense, Foots. I think the foundation, the bones of this offense is fine. You tweak the small little things like Shotty said, I don't like the play call down there on third. I'll switch it up. Maybe instead of Dak going to Florida, I keep my eyes on third. Just little tiny things that they can add to it. But I don't think I would do wholesale changes of, all right, Dak can only throw the ball 20, 21 times today. We got to run it to the running backs 30. Like, you're not at that point. I think you can remain balanced, and Dak is smart enough to not put the ball in harm's way. 40-something dropbacks last week, 0 turnover-worthy plays.
Let's talk about sustainability still. So let's say I'm Mr. Positive, right? I'll wear that, put that cap on. Let's talk about still on the playoffs. Let's say you got to go to a cold weather team, right? Let's say you got to go to Green Bay, right? You said it. You're going to have to run the ball. This team can do that. But now you get the looks that if you want to, they can literally play how you want to play, and they can however you want to get beat, they can beat you offensively. Now the defense a whole other.
That's a ball.
Now the defense, another question.
How you want to get beat today? Let us know.
But if you want to, especially knock on wood, you get Blue going, you get his confidence going, because in a perfect world still. Let's say you're like, I remember that San Francisco playoff game like it was yesterday. It was like Pollard went out and you had nothing else. Ladies and gentlemen, if one of these running backs go out, you still had the 2 trees on the edge. You have CD and Pickens. I don't think there's one person in this chat that is like, man, you know what? We can't throw the ball because we have now 2 guys. 2 guys. If you wanted the answers, you got the answers. And if you take Turp, if you wanted the answers, doggone the sky, you got them versus Green Bay. Yeah. You got the answers versus a real defense. Nobody's going to tell me that that's not a real defense. Because if you look at how they played the Commanders, they stopped them. The Commanders couldn't move the football.
No one could.
Commanders.
I don't know if people realize the Packers are averaging like 10 points per game or something, 13 points per game, and it was tough. It was tough sledding, and the Cowboys just moved that ball up and down the field. Now, big, Devontae Wyatt going out, yes, is huge, but it's not like Micah went out. So, look, man, that was impressive. I hate this. You guys brought this up on the collective. Was there a greater good type of moment here where, okay, Lamb was out. Fortunately, he's not hurt too bad. You got a chance to see this offense operate without him at a level I don't think I would have ever imagined in the years past. You know? Did that happen last year when CD? Now, granted, quarterback play, different situation, but did that happen even when Lamb was in the damn game? We weren't doing all of that. So, yeah, I think you got your answers, and I think Dak and Pickens really needed that game. Not needed. They were already starting to click, but that game will go a long way moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, think about it, Sky. You peek around the league. There aren't enough secondaries. There aren't a good enough secondaries in the NFL to deal with these 2. There just aren't. And so when you get in the playoffs, if you can get a game, because knock on wood, this team can sneak in. You get in the tournament, you can get a game that both of these guys are going crazy, getting hot, man. And again, you have a real. We talked about a pre-show, Sky.
Yeah.
The success rate. It's not about Javonte running for 1,000 yards or a game or whatever. Because 2016, you got so reliant on Zeke, and Zeke did play well even in that Green Bay game. I think he finished with 120-something yards. But
they threw the ball well, ran the ball well, just unlucky now.
Yeah, that's facts. And so I just think that this is sustainable offensively, and this offense travels well because however you want to get beat, we can beat you.
I love that. It definitely, I think, is an offense that travels. It'd be nice if we can get a defense that travels, but we definitely got an offense that travels. Before we get to this last question, man, let's give a shout out to our sponsors. I bet you they ain't sleeping on this offense no more. I got my picks, though.
Okay.
I got my picks for Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get to those picks, hey, we got a new offer on the table from Sleeper. Yes, sir. Free $20 no deposit entry. You heard me correctly here. You just get they giving away money. Free $20. No deposit needed. And first-time users still get to receive that 100% deposit match up to $100. Got to use a promo code STEELE, STEELE. You know how this thing go. You pick 2 players more or less in a game or over multiple games. And if you hit, you win. Here's my picks for this week, Bobby. Hey, look, I keep talking about the tide got to turn for the Cowboys defense. The tide got to turn for me and my picks too, goddamn it. I got to hit at some point. So here we go. More or less, Jake Ferguson, 5.5 receptions. No CeeDee Lamb, no Turpin, more. Come on, y'all. That's easy money. Easy money right here. Jake Ferguson is the #1 PPR fantasy tight end. Guess who happens to have him? Your boy happens to have him in fantasy. But if you're trying to make some money in DFS, here you go right here. I think this is an easy one. On the road, quarterback and Jake have a connection. If things get weird, he goes to Jake Ferguson. Come on, he's getting more than 5.5 receptions. Smash that more. Javonte Williams, anytime touchdown. I feel like this dude, was it Montgomery who finished with like 700 yards, but he had like 12, 13 touchdowns? I could easily see Javonte Williams finishing with like 800, 900 yards, but he got like 15 touchdowns on a year. Easily. Because if you get down there, hand him the rock, he can score from anywhere between that 25 and then he just has a knack for the end zone right now. Anytime tutty, Jay Will, again, on the road, losing more weapons, probably going to lean a little bit more into the run game. Yeah, more. Got to hit that one. Here's a tricky one, and it may not be that tricky given the way our defense is playing. Justin Fields, more or less 48.5 rush yards. See, I hate when they don't really want to lose money, so they do a lot of studying. I was hoping this thing would be like 30, 25.
48 is such a particular.
48 is a good number for us. It's such a good number because he's actually had 45 or more rush yards in every game. But I think a couple of them, I think it was like one was 45, one was at 48, then the other one was 81. So they're hitting at a good mark. But he's had 45 or more rush yards in every game. I still believe that will be the case in this one. So I'm going with more. It's a little risky. But I think he runs even more than the other quarterbacks the Cowboys have faced. And as we've just seen last week, Justin Fields had a 40-some yard touchdown run. And I just don't see him as a guy that's going to scramble and make some throwing plays like what Caleb Williams wants to do. He going to scramble to take the hell off. And I can easily see him getting 50-plus rush yards in this game because the Cowboys don't have a really good defense to contain quarterbacks with their legs. Not athletic enough or smart enough, I think, on the back end. We keep asking for a spy. He on his Nick Saban foots. It ain't happening. So quit asking. It might happen.
You think? What it was? You think? You think we need to play better?
So, I mean, I guess they could try Maris, they could try Shamar, they could try these guys. I just don't know if they're actually going to do it. So give me more for Justin Fields on 48.5 rushing yards, more on anytime touchdown for Javonte Williams, and more than 5.5 receptions for Jake Ferguson. Use that promo code STEEL, STEELE, for 100% deposit match up to $100. And like I said, they're giving away money. Free $20 entry, no deposit needed. I gotta get your opinion, Foots. How you feel about my picks, man?
I think the only one that scares me, Javonte, all that, is the Fields. I just think that especially like, let's say we go up and Dallas is playing soft coverage. You know he's gonna sneak out the back door, probably get to the red area. So yeah. Wait.
Well,
you went over?
It don't scare you now. I went over.
Yeah,
I want more. I want more. We can't say that.
I love it because I can see it. Like I said, I can see a world where Dallas goes up. They're playing soft. His numbers at the end of the game look better than the effect that he actually had on the game. So yeah, I like him.
He has not played. Technically, Fields hasn't played bad the last 2 seasons. Like, no, he's fumbled a lot, but he's a perplexing quarterback because coming out was like, oh, he can throw the ball, but then he gets to the NFL, he goes to the Bears, and Matt Eberflus is like, oh, he can't do none of that. But he gets to the Steelers, more run-oriented offense, and they're using him in that manner. He's like, oh, he's playing pretty efficient. He's winning some ball games. He's not turning the ball over or whatever. And then they put in Russ, who actually is throwing the ball over the yard. Gets to the Jets. He's not throwing the ball over the yard, but he's efficient, 70-some completion percentage. He's running well. He's not playing terrible, but he's also still doesn't scare me with his arm, and they don't have enough weapons to. But at the end of the day, It is the Cowboys defense. I just, until they give me a reason, Foots, how do I bet against them? And I say, when I say against them, I mean whoever the opposing quarterback is. And that is the reason why I got Justin Fields starting this week. And I don't like doing that. I hate, 'cause I'm so serious about my squad, but at the end of the day, I ain't stupid. So if the Cowboys defense holds him off, awesome. But I'm not going to bet against the opposing quarterback because they just seem to tee off fantasy wise, whether it be running, whether it be throwing, whether it be whatever. So stop him. This needs to be the weak Foots. If he come out here and go for 285 and 3 tutties with that collective of weapons, I don't got the answers, man. I don't got the answers.
We'll be talking draft soon, man.
All right, let's get to the fourth question, and this question comes from Jay Scruggs. Shouts out to Jay Scruggs. He almost did a super chat. He dropped nothing. He just dropped his question. He said, "What does the realistic rebuild of the defense look like?" And I wanted to save this one last because this is like some draft stuff for you there, buddy. And I know
I got some names.
I already know you got.
I got some names, buddy.
I got no names, but I got the process. So I'll talk a little bit about the process. But what does the realistic rebuild of his defense look like? Before I let you answer there, Foots, I'm at a crossroads here because I did 2 documentaries, y'all. Clayton Adams one may have been some of my best work I've ever done. Really proud of that. But I also followed it up with a defensive documentary, where in that documentary, the gist of the documentary was, hey, the Cowboys have had far too many defensive coordinator changes. And we've had another one. So now we've had 8 defensive coordinator changes in the last, since 2011, I think it was. 2012? I think it's 2012. That's a lot of turnover, a lot of churning. And it's not like they're churning the defensive coordinators with in-house guys keeping the same thing. No, we've got so many different philosophies. 3-4 to 4-3 to multiple to 4-3 to, vision based. Man, it's just so drastic that it really hampers your personnel from year to year. And I look around at some of the high end, more consistent defenses, even they might have a year or so but they're consistent. The Baltimores, the Pittsburghs, the Kansas Cities, the Rams, you see Seattle doing it right now. San Francisco. The difference between them and us is they have a foundation that's built at the very top. This is how we're going to run our defense, and whoever we bring in, whoever we draft, it's the principle of what we're doing that matriculates down the entire organization. The Cowboys don't have it. The Cowboys, they have shown they don't give a damn really about defense. They're bringing in anybody. They have any philosophy. Let's keep switching it up. Let's do whatever. And then we get a bunch of players that don't fit this scheme and they don't fit that scheme. And it's a mess. It's a mess. You're holding over coaches from previous regimes, trying to mesh them together. So in order for this thing to realistically be rebuilt, I'm going to keep saying it, they have to settle on a foundation and stick with it. Through hell or high water. They have to stick with it so that they can bring in the players and the coaches and build up coaches in the farm system to take over. I'm very long-winded answer before we get to the actual rebuild. Time, bro. But I think it starts right there. And I know this might sound terrible, but that might mean you might have to just go through the growing pains with certain coordinators unless it just continues to be this historically bad. Then you don't. This is kind of why I wanted to keep Zim. Because I felt like Zim was never getting another head coaching job. Zim loved to coach defense. And I think you could have kept him for at least 3, 4, 5 years. And I thought maybe Flus could be that guy because I don't think he's getting another head coaching job. But right now, I don't realistically know how they feel good about him if this continues. And then if that happens, guess what, Flus? Another defensive coordinator, another scheme, another personnel change, and we could be restarting this cycle all over again. But go ahead. Let's start the rebuild of this defense.
So there's 2 ways you could look at it. You can, and you Sky, you are a cap guy, you are a free agent guy. You peek around the league, and kind of players that you could plug and play. That could also be a way to rebuild a defense. Just thinking that you can win just through the draft. As much as I'm draft guy, I've coined my spot in this Cowboys community as being a guy who is knowing prospects. And I'm going to read off some names here, players that I've been watching throughout and, the whole nine, right, still. But the truth is, this team is working in a window, and now you feel really good about the quarterback. You feel good about his health. You feel good about what you have on offense, that it's very blatantly obvious what the issues are. Speed on every level of the defense, D-line, backer, and
Lost Foots for a few seconds. We'll get him right back. And here he goes. Oh, come on back in here, Foots. You good? Go ahead, Foots.
yeah, we started talking about defense, and they didn't want me to be straight.
We got sniped.
No, we got sniped. So, no, in all seriousness, though, still, so you can go to free agency route. Here's what I'm thinking. I would like to have a mix. And when I thought about this question, I said, I think that there are players on rosters that you could go grab right now. I won't go through the names, but I think that I would be willing to come off of my 3 from next year. I'd be willing to come off of 2 from,
but
no, well, not that, not
2027.
2027.
Gotcha.
I don't know if anybody would do that, but I come off my 2 from this year. I would. You haven't even you've been terrible in the second round.
I will 100% be comfortable coming off the 2, especially with 2 first-round picks.
With 2 first-round picks, man, F them picks, bro. If you got a chance to make a run at it, make a run at it.
Wait a minute. We just made history here.
Foot said F them picks.
Foots the king said F them picks?
Look at the way the quarterback's playing.
Vach, get your boy. Vach would never get your boy.
You know how much fun we gonna have around draft time, Scott?
I know y'all two gonna be. I just know y'all two gonna be going.
Oh, you're gonna be right with it. I'm dragging you in the mess. Trust me. Because hey, listen, we could really take a hell of a we talked about this. We're gonna bring it to the air. We could take a victory lap on Will Johnson, the perfect corner for this defense. All of you people who told me Jaydon Barron. I like Jaydon Barron. I don't want to trash the guy, but I said Will Johnson, cornerback 1. Will Johnson, cornerback 1. Will Johnson, look at where he's come from. And speaking of which,
perfect for this scheme. We knew that. We were saying.
Look at those Michigan guys. Look at where all those Michigan guys are. Will in the league, the coaches, the coaching staffs. Jesse Minter turned around the Chargers defense. Mike McDonald.
That's what I don't want to be revisionist history here, but that's what kind of blows my mind a little bit here. We're talking about when we took Izaraku, right? We took Izaraku, and it was a BPA type pick.
Yeah.
But Will also, to me, was a BPA type pick. He also was a first round talent. And he just happened to be a scheme fit too that is ready to play. And here's what blew my mind. You took the corner the next round. So clearly you had corner on your mind, and you also had BPA on your mind. And yes, Revel was BPA, first round talent too, but he wasn't going to be ready to play for quite some time. And I personally thought Will, we said this when we did our breakdown, we talked about Will and Revel. We said we like what Revel brings. We think Will is a way better fit. And obviously he has the accolades playing in a higher level of competition, et cetera. So it was like, well, why the hell did you pass on Will Johnson if you're taking the cornerback to next? But I guess whatever.
You know what that was, Sky, and you say it all the time. Draft fatigue at its finest. Draft fatigue, falling out of love with a guy, not doing. I challenged a lot of my draft colleagues that didn't do the real work. Right, the guy had a bad injury. The team didn't play well, and so now he's not a first round worthy player. It's like, bro, this guy was the best defender. If you go watch what he did to Marvin Harrison Jr. in his 2023 year, there's no way you say I'm passing up on this corner, but they passed up on him. But I digress.
So your version of the rebuilding this defense, I obviously go out, spend a little bit, whether it be with picks or money, but draft wise, you said you got some names. I have no names.
I got some names, and honestly, I'm gonna just timestamp this guy. You're drafting a corner, stamp it, right? Like where, I have between 3 positions that you could possibly take in the first round. Go backer. I don't think they would go backer in the first round, but you have 2 first round picks. If you want to get cute and go up and get Caleb Downs, I wouldn't be mad at that at all. But you're gonna have to come off picks because I just
You're gonna
don't
get up
see
there
a
high,
world where
or you're gonna have to
yeah.
be bad. One of the
He's
two.
not right. And with Dak, what you always say with Dak, you'll never be picking top 10 with Dak Prescott. Like, even if you don't make the playoffs,
If he finishes the year, maybe you go 7-10, and that might get you around 10. But I don't think that's gonna happen.
exactly. And even that, so Downs is obviously the hot name, but there's a kid that I've just fallen in love with his tape, and that's Mansour Delane from LSU. He can play off. He's
position?
actually from the DMV. He's corner. So this is a corner from LSU. He's actually from the DMV area. He played at Spalding. And I'm not just saying this because he's a DMV guy. He plays cornerback the right way still. And he didn't have a great year last year. He was at VTech, transferred. He's been lights out. The best corner in football. It's not really close. He's running routes for guys. He can play off. He can play man, and he tackles. One thing about LSU corners, Stingley, the list goes on and on with those LSU guys. SEC corners still, he can tackle. You need that on this defense. You need a guy who's scheme proof. Like that's one thing that I think people loved about Patrick Surtain. It was like he wasn't the fastest player. Like if you want fast and measurable guy, that's what Kyrie Elam is. But when you want this and break on ball, make play, never in bad position, Mansour Delane has just, I've really fallen in love with his game. A few other cornerback names to watch. Jamal McCoy out of Tennessee is really good. Avion Terrell is a great player. Damani Jackson. These are all corners, and AJ Harris. And honestly, still, if anybody watched that Penn State game, there was some good DB play on both sides of the ball, right? And so they have a cornerback. Oregon, the Penn State Oregon game. I know I'm all over the place. They have a cornerback. They have a safety, Dylan Thieneman. I think, and me and you have talked about this. He transferred in from Purdue. Me and you have talked about roof. Still, roof. We need a player on the back end with instincts.
Yes,
I think that we're behind. Like when you look at Detroit, Brian Branch. When you look at Baltimore,
another dude, was it Kirby Joseph?
Kirby Joseph is good.
Yeah.
Like you need those. Like I know people gonna hate this, but Jordan Lewis would be great in this defense. Like you need those nickel safety corner, like those mixes. And another thing still, again, I'm all over the place, but Dylan Thieneman is really good. He had to pick to end the game versus Drew Aller last week. So I've been watching his tape. I'm falling in love with his tape. Also, Penn State guys, help me out. They got a corner that was really locked down. What was his name? I tweeted him out, and I'm still early on these guys. But the point is this: you need secondary. Oh, AJ Harris. That's the kid, the cornerback from Penn State. Really good still. So you need fresh legs on the edge covering, especially if you're not going to have this Micah Parsons get to the ball right now. You need guys on the back end that could cover. So I would not be mad still if your first pick was a corner, your second pick was a safety, or you flipped it and somehow parlayed something for try to get up to get Caleb Downs. Now, the one thing I say about Caleb Downs that you're praying still is that people make the same mistake that they made with our boy in Baltimore. What's his name?
Kyle Hamilton.
Kyle Hamilton. Remember, everybody talked themselves out of Kyle Hamilton. Oh, what position is he?
Boy, I was
what
ready
can
to
he
jump.
do?
I love you, Tyler Smith. I was ready to jump. Go look at our draft, boy. Hey, man, what was it, 14? I think he got somewhere around there. Like, bro,
yeah,
that boy. But I stopped. Kyle Hamilton it was impossible for me not to study Kyle Hamilton. But I forget what year it was where I was like, Foots, I quit. I quit looking at safeties because they just ignore it. They don't care. They haven't drafted a safety in like over a decade outside of the, inside, I should say, of the top 4 rounds, something like that. I think round 3 was back in 2012 or whatever. So it's been a while, and I just stopped caring. But you're right. I do think, I won't give you names, but I do think they need to get they need multiple dynamic players in the secondary. And I hate this, right? I hate this because you just paid Ron Bland and you're hoping to see the return there. But right now I'm not seeing dynamic. So, we'll see what happens. Fair. I honestly was a tad bit shocked they even jumped coming off of the injury and the way he came back from the injury. I thought they'd wait a little bit. I really know the reason to jump right there. But same thing about Malik when they paid him. I was like, that was very strange, and you could argue the steals and things like that too. I get Diggs, you know what I'm saying, at that point in time, but different circumstances. Diggs, coming off of 2 high-end years, no injuries, and then that happens with Bland, and you still elected to go. But either way, I think you need to get some dynamic players back there at safety. I say players because we might need 2 of them damn things.
Plural. Yeah.
I think you're going to need to get the same thing at backer and same thing up front. You have no dynamic playmakers at any level right now. I don't know if Diggs is ever going to get back to that. He may be continuing to get better, but we'll see. We'll see with that. Bland will, again, it's a kind of wait and see approach with him as well. But either way, you don't have that at safety. You don't have that at D-line on the edge at the very least. You don't have that at linebacker. And I think the only way to speed that transformation up is to get some proven guys too. You kind of started there. Yes, you got 4 first-round picks. You're going to use probably all of them in the draft. That helps rebuild it. Go get you some corners. Go get you safety. Get you backers with that pick. Get you backers. Yeah. But let's speed that process. I personally, I'm just not trying to wait around to 2030
for these guys to hit their mark.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, all right, everybody's excited about players that's supposed to hit in 29 and 30. Meanwhile, your quarterback's 34. Who knows what the injury situation? Players are older. Kenny Clark is probably off the team by now. He's 33.
True.
Like, I'm trying to go for this thing now. Now I understand when I say now, they probably not gonna do that literally in 2025, but at least in 26. Can we go for the gusto?
Yeah, I think you have to
spend some money. Go trade some picks. Go get some real. I don't know who's in free agency yet. We ain't do all that. I don't know who's available in trades when the offseason gets here. But that's your job, front office. You know who don't got to question that? The mother organizations don't got to question going out and finding these type of guys. They just go do it. We shouldn't have to do the homework for you.
Yeah,
make it easy on us. Speed this process up. If it's just going to be draft and develop again, well, ladies and gentlemen, get ready to put this thing all on your offense for the 19th consecutive year or whatever it's been.
And we'll fall short in the playoffs again. Like you said, like you even got me on that train to where it's like, man, you can't put, and we did a whole show today about talking about the sustainability of the offense. But at a point, make things easier. Go get a free agent, man. Come off that 2nd round pick. Now, you said linebacker, 2 names I want Chad to watch. Anthony Hill Jr. out of Texas and Arvell Reese out of Ohio State. Just to help the speed on the second level, right? I don't have Hill in the 1st round. I don't have Arvell Reese in the 1st round either. And then backer and safety are, you wake up, Sky, they're hanging around. Like we've done our draft show now. You've done your draft show, and I've been on with you for 3 years now, 4 years.
No,
and
5.
5. Dang, that's crazy still.
It's 2020.
So we wake up and we're like, oh, he's still hanging around? I mean, listen,
Hold on, let's see if they come back up. We still good? They sniped us for 2 seconds. I think we might be straight though.
Oh, I see it sniped us.
Yeah, you see it sniped us? I think it came back though. Let me see.
Why they sniped us? That's crazy. We was in our bag.
I think we good though. Check. Yeah, we good.
Our bad, cool.
Yeah.
Swipe or no swiping, and we got some numbers in here.
Shout out to y'all, by the way. Let me make sure if we got any supers, I'll get to them in a second. Go ahead.
But still, how about the new archetype at corner?
You've been talking about this a lot. Yeah, let's explain that a little bit. What you mean here?
You know, I love my DB play.
Yeah.
I think now, you look at guys like Tyreek Woolen, big guy, he struggled. You look at these taller corners that have to chase around these route runners. But then you look at a guy like Nate Wiggins, who's been lights out. You look at my boy in Kansas City at corner, who's been lights out. What are they, Sky? Sub 5'11", 5'10", great tacklers. Jordan Lewis he can't be 5'.
So you think the length is of cornerbacks is starting to go away?
I think it's more about quicker, hipsier guys
twitchy
that can cover. Yeah, that are twitched up and that can run like the wind with these route runners, bro. I don't know if I really want and that's why I'm interested to see how Savon Ravel plays, because he might be an outlier, right?
He's stupid athletic though. I think you can still be 6 foot plus and be twitchy. I think where it gets weird is when you go 6'3", 6'4", It's
Too
just
tall.
is that physically possible to have the hips and the twitchiness?
They sound right.
Right. I mean, the whole Legion of Boom when he wanted to roll with the Browners of the worlds, at some point. Now Richard Sherman, it was different, but
Yeah, he was.
I think the LOB kind of ushered that in, and you could be right. I haven't really been looking across the league from that, but I don't know if a wave of 6'3", 6'4" corners ever was a real thing. I still think what you're saying is, Matt, how quick are you? What is your IQ? Do you have the twitchiness to run? Can you stay in phase and things? I think all of those things matter more than the height. But yeah, you brought up the Jags defense. The Jags secondary is playing some ball, man.
They playing football, bro.
They got the one Georgia kid. I forget his name. I like coming out, but they all playing some ball. He's been good. He's been low key underrated out there in Jacksonville the last few years. But getting Jay Lewis help.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like, with guys like Trent McDuffie, that's his name. Trent McDuffie, Nate Wiggins. Like, let me look how tall Trent McDuffie
Well,
is.
McDuffie's a slot, though.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. But he's sub 5'10" still.
But that's slot, though.
Yeah, that's slot. You talking about edge guys?
Slots guy.
Okay,
yeah.
let's look at the top. I guess the top. Okay.
Yeah, Pat Surtain.
I think I don't know if let's see how tall Pat Surtain is. He got to be.
I think he's 6'2".
6'2".
I want to say he's 6'2".
Okay.
I mean,
he's special, man.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think you're trying to go for 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah.
Regularly. But if they're special and that special athlete, then sure. But I still think 6'2" is about standard. I would love to give me a boundary corner that can be in that size. Yeah.
And so let me ask you this, Sky. If Rebel,
Sauce is 6'3" and he's twitched up. He's thin as all hell.
He is. And he's
different. Yeah. That's why he went top 5 or 10, whatever it was. If you
Let me
find
ask
one
you
of them
this,
dudes,
Phil.
you take
Yeah,
it.
you go get you one of them.
If you don't have one, if you Nashawn Wright 6'3" or McQuamble 6'3", then keep your ass in the 6th round.
Hey, go give me Mansour Delane. I'm happy still. Let me ask you this. If Revel plays well and shows you something, do you still go corner? Because I would, but I want to get your thoughts.
I don't know if we had this conversation, but maybe it was me and 2I. All depends on Diggs and Bland, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Honestly, I think Diggs is out of here anyway. It just feels that way. I don't know if Diggs plays his way to stay on the team. But so then it depends on Bland. And honestly, it doesn't even really depend on Bland because he ain't going nowhere. No, so if you're not going to have Diggs, you still need another corner. And you just it's an expensive slot corner, but you put Bland in the slot. And you go get you a boundary guy. Or if you feel like you want him on a boundary, then you go draft you a slot guy. So I say yes, you still get a corner because I believe Diggs won't be here.
Yeah.
Okay. I think the front office is pretty much ready to move on. I think Diggs is ready to move on. And I don't think he likes the scheme. I don't think he fits the scheme, which is crazy because Bobby Belt dropped some stats that I would say blows my mind. But then I said, give yourself a little credit here. Before all this went down, people were concerned about the fit, right? And I admittedly have said, oh no, Diggs don't fit this, or since things have went down, Diggs, man corner, all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. But I was like, before all this has happened, I said, hey, if you really go look at Diggs' big plays throughout his career, man, his eyes are to the quarterback. His vision stuff, he has a lot of it. Man, Bobby Belt dropped a statistic that blew my mind, bro. His zone percentage or passer rating is like in the 50s. Like he does amazing. Like teams cover, like apparently before this year, man was like 110 rating. His interceptions, 15 of them come in man or zone.
Yeah,
15 of them, and I'm like, okay, that tracks now because like I know I've seen this man make a ton of plays dropping back in zone. Now there could be reasons to that in regards to maybe it was a surprise, they didn't play so much, whatever. But that's why I thought, hey, there is something to this vision base where Diggs can see it, click and go, but he doesn't have that athletic ability he had previously. So yes, is he a man corner and he's comfortable in it? Yeah, sure. But I know I'm not goofy. I saw this man make some plays in zone.
Yeah.
It's just he ain't doing that now. His head ain't there. He's not jiving with the scheme.
Let me say this about me and Diggs. I would love nothing more to Diggs to
that's a good
play
point
himself.
Pass rush for sure.
I would love for Diggs to play himself to stay on this team. Like, I don't want him
course.
not to be good. Like, there's people who think I have a personal vendetta against the guy. I don't. Like I just told you, Elam needs to come off the field. When Diggs was playing
Check,
bad,
check. I'm
I
sorry.
wanted.
Whose sound is somebody's sound? Somebody's sound. He said nephew sound. I don't know who nephew is. Could be me. Let me turn my mic down. Go ahead, bro. Just want to make sure I sound good.
Nah, listen. We've talked about this still. I want Diggs to play well. You need Diggs to play well. You need him to. The game I'm circling is the Commanders game where he's seatbelted those guys. He's seatbelted Terry. He knows kind of what they want to do. He could very well, and he's from the DMV. Like he could have a big game. Obviously, we're not playing in DC, but that game's in Dallas. But you need him to play well. And if he does, I'm gonna give him his props. And,
Right.
and like you said, if him and Bland and Rebel looks good at times, then guess what? Maybe you are drafting the DN and the D tackle, and now you're making that front even
Safety,
better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Linebackers,
safety, yeah. But as it stands right now, your biggest needs, without question, on the back end moving, I would look at it as coming in, right? Pause. It would be safeties, corners, backers. That's what you're attacking in when it comes to the rebuild. What a great question, bro. We spent 30 minutes on rebuilding this defense, and we gonna be in that draft room stuck, Sky. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I put it this way. It's a lot of work. I think it's going to take a lot of work. I just don't think they have a whole lot of high-end talent right now. Yeah. And maybe you don't need it to be an okay defense, but I want a defense where I get into the playoffs, I can trust it. And I don't know how many defenses we've had. Even the ones where we're getting a bunch of turnovers over the years, it's like, do I really trust this defense, though? Because it was very high variance. It was like, yeah, you're getting turnovers. What happens when you don't?
Yeah.
What happens when you don't get the turnovers? And you're not getting turnovers. You have one in regulation this year. You're not getting pressure among the well, when I say pressure, I mean real pressure. Not he back there for 5 seconds and then the pressure comes. You're not getting real legitimate pass rush, effective, dangerous pass rush. You're not getting second level play, and then your coverage has been breaking down. You need a lot to go, and it kind of goes back to one of the questions earlier about Flus. If he's going to stick around, then okay, we got to give him not just when I say his guys, because technically Sanborn was his guys, but I'm talking about like high level guys. And then so that these young bucks can kind of just fit in their role and develop with veteran players that are proven around them. But if we ain't talk about it yet, we're going to talk about it during the draft. You're in a weird situation at defensive end. Weird situation, bruh.
That's true.
When you moved on from, Voldemort, Sam Williams not playing well, 1-year deal, likely not coming back. Dante Fowler not playing well, 1-year deal, likely not coming back. Marshawn Nealon, cool, but Marshawn Nealon's pretty much just a role player, rotational guy, not really dynamic, but he play his role. No knock. That's what you're gonna need some of those guys. Second round pick though, you would hoping he would come into one of them type of guys. I don't see that. I see Marshawn being just a solid guy. Easy E is who you're going to be leaning on to be that dynamic dude, and we'll see as the years go on. That's all you got in the room.
So you're telling me you want to go draft Desmond Bain out of Miami?
That's all. I defensive end is very much a blinking red light to me.
And you know what?
And it
That's
wouldn't have been,
guy,
but it is.
So the blue chippers in this draft. Before we go, still that early blue chippers, not Kalen Carson. I saw somebody talking about Caleb Carson in the chat. Is definitely going to be Caleb Downs and Desmond Bain. Like those are my two blue chips. Peter Woods he's not having a great year. I don't know if that's because Clemson isn't playing well. But when you talk about a player that can help you right now, but again, are you gonna spend the assets to move to get said player? You know what I mean? Because you can't, like you said, still you need guys, and guess what? You can do it because you have the assets. Now, I don't know if that's pick swaps. I don't know what it is, but those are two players that Sky, you're not in the draft right now because you get in, you pop in later. But you've seen Caleb Downs play football, and that it's the meme, it's the DiCaprio.
He's my Hamilton. I remember that going into that season, I was like, well, this is one of the guys I got my eyes on when they play. Like I want to go watch them play, but I wasn't draft scouting. I just watching. Yes, Downs is that guy, but again, we have to either be top 5 bad or you're going to have to probably jump. Or as you say, hopefully teams get fatigued and he falls into the teens and you can make a move there. But I think the rebuild is going to take a lot. I do. Given you didn't really give yourself a chance to jumpstart it this past offseason. What you did, you brought in Band-Aids and veterans that you figured were coming into an already good defense. That's what you did. You brought a bunch of 1-year deal, Band-Aid type of guy, bridge type of guys, as opposed to, hey, let's jumpstart this rebuild on defense. You didn't do that. So now it's all right. Now we got to restart it in 26. And it's always like that with Dallas to me. Peanut butter, no jelly. Cereal, no milk. Right?
Yeah.
Kool-Aid, no sugar. It's how it is, bro. Hey,
that's how it is.
Let me do these supers real quick. I won't keep you too long. This is the thing we do. Me and Foots go for 3 damn hours. Like, we really can. That's a problem. We talk too damn much, but hopefully y'all are enjoying this thing. Give us a favor. Do us a favor. Hit that like button. Shouts out to my guy, Glenn A. He was talking about me. He said, look, Sky, I know you start podcasting in the 40s, but you're still my nephew. So I know who that is.
You stupid.
Hopefully the sound is good to go. Let's get to these super chats right quick, bro, and then we can get up out of here. Surge Reboot. Am I saying that right? Surge Reboot. Drop 5. He said Terp and Blue on the field together. Fire. See, that's the other aspect I wasn't even thinking about, because Turpin's going to be out this week. Is that you get him going to the point where you trust him enough, man. Woo, Turpin, Blue, Lamb, Pickens on the field at the same time, and Ferg just dominating the middle. What do you do? Like, man, I can't wait. We just gonna call you QQQ. Drop 10. Appreciate you. Said Sky, we gotta jump on the Jets early, keep the run game going, carry forward this game if needed. William Sanders, Blue, and Hunter. Dak should only throw 24 to 27 times this game. See, if you took out Jets and you said Packers, I'm with you. I went into that game like, no way we should be throwing the ball. After seeing what he did last week, I'm not tripping about Dak throwing the ball 33 to 35 times, bro. Like we gotta stop acting like Dak a baby. Dak is one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League. You want to talk playoffs? I get you that, but we ain't in the playoffs right now, okay?
We got to win games, bro.
So if he has to throw the ball 30 to 35 times, I trust Dak to do that. And
you got an advantage because they don't rush the passer well.
They that's what I'm saying. This ain't the Packers. They rush the passer worse than you. Yeah, which is saying something. But you could also be hampered on the O-line, so that's another situation. I would say I wouldn't be as drastic as, hey, man, 24. I ain't got to be that drastic. Just stay balanced. That's all I'm going to keep saying. 4, cool. But be balanced. Don't go 45 passes, 17 rushes. Like, let's just stay balanced, bro. I think we'll be fine offensively. Aaron dropped 5 and said, ex-quarterback Kurt Burkert on Twitter, who I don't really take that guy serious, but he said he jokes on Twitter about Eberflus known for allowing mobile quarterbacks to run free. Have you seen any data about this? Yeah, I seen the data. The first 4 damn games of the NFL season in 2025. I don't need to see no other data. Go watch it. But no, in all seriousness, though, I mean, it ain't just Flus. Cowboys haven't been able to stop mobile quarterbacks for 20 years.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is, but here we go. And then Keystone dropped 5 and said, Jerry is not giving up them picks. That blockbuster media headlines. Well, the first round picks, I don't think you need to trade them at this moment. No. But you can give up some seconds. You can give up some 2027 futures. You can give up some 4th and 5ths. And they traded a bunch of 4th and 5ths and a 3rd. So there's still other picks you can use. You ain't got to touch the first. I ain't care about that for real. But you can use the other picks to improve your team, bro.
Yeah, I'm not. Listen, when you got those 2-1s for 2 years, yeah, I'm coming off picks. And I love draft. But your hit rate has been in the first round. You got 2 cracks at bat and for 2 straight years. You need to get some NFL pros in here. You need to get some vets in here. And if that means you got to come off a future 2nd, a future 3rd, a 4th, and package some stuff, do it, bro. Do it. The Titans. I'll be looking at the Titans roster. I'll be looking at, the Browns, Miami, like some of these teams,
Tennessee,
like, man,
all these bad teams, New Orleans. Hey, go hit up Kellen Moore. Hey, big dog, Mike ain't here no more, man. Trying to help us out. I don't know who you got, but trying to help us out. A lot of people want Kamara right now. That'd be nice too. But yeah, I'm with you. I would tell my pro personnel department, go do your job right now. Bring me something back. Well, let me not speak for as Steven, because Steven would just tell him, go bring me something back. Somebody that's worth about $50. No. Go find me somebody, man, that can make an impact.
Go get an Audi. Don't go get a Camry.
Here we go. Hey, Foots. You hit me. We were talking about this. This was a random spur of the moment last night, and it turned into a banger. As Foots would say, this one's going to be a banger. And it was a banger.
This was fun, bro.
It was a banger. Let them know where to find your work, which they should know already, but there might be some people in here who don't know who you are, bro.
Hey, man, Foots the King on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. Also make music, make like jazz, groove stuff. So me and Sky always tweeting about music, talking about music.
Me, Foots, and Vach, we got a little group chat. We just be randomly
talking
about
music,
oldies and music. Yeah.
Yeah, like we just love talking football with my bros. Like I said, this don't feel like work. It just don't feel like, I love it, bro. Make sure you hitting me and Sky up on the collective. We box on that jump. I know, like, for this though, this is when I really am in my bag, man, because I can just, and you know, draft is really my baby. As soon as I get done with you, I'm about to turn on some tape and watch some of these guys.
Ain't you going live?
Yeah, I'm gonna be going live probably about 12 p.m., 12:15 p.m. But
make sure y'all
in the next block, make sure y'all come mess with me. But for this next little bit of time, I'm gonna actually watch some tape. Fridays, I get all, you know how it is, Sky. Fridays we wind down and just get ready for the Sunday. So all my work is done on the channel, and now I'm gonna just watch some tape on some college guys. Hey
man, y'all enjoy y'all weekend. Be safe out there. Watch some college football. Cowboys play early on Sunday on the road. Always tricky. So gotta be ready for that, man. But thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Let me go ahead and press this button.
Push the goddamn button.
And get up on out of here. Shouts out to the Bomb Squad, the chat. It seemed like everything was good over. I saw somebody got sniped, but that's why I let the mods do their thing, bro. But it seemed like the chat was cool this stream. Appreciate y'all. All right, we're good. All right, man. Love you.
Love you, bro. Peace.
Peace.